Now to the discussion segment of the program. The Nigeria's military high command says it has concluded its long-awaited investigations on the erroneous bombing of people in Tudun, Biri village in Igabi local government area of Kaduna State. It also said two officers of the Nigerian army who were found culpable about the incident would face court-martial, adding that the operation shouldn't have happened in the first place. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Edward Buba, a Major General, disclosed this during a press briefing at the Defense Headquarters, Abuja, on Thursday. He stated that the military conducted a painstaking investigation into the accidental drone strike and has initiated disciplinary actions against troops that were indicted. The incident was a mistake, he said, as the victims of the strike were mistaken for terrorists and hoped that there would be no repeat of strikes of non-combatants in ongoing operations, as the military will take extra precautions in the future to ensure that non-combatants are safe. And this morning on the show, we will be analyzing the erroneous bombing of Tudun incident, which happened on December 3, 2023, killing several non-combatants in the village. Today makes it, of course, 5 months since that incident. And of course, we will be looking at lessons to be learned from the sad event in order to avoid further occurrence. And to dive deeper, we have a security analyst and public affairs commentator, Dr. Awal Abdullahi Aliyu, who wears many caps, which include the Secretary General of Armed Forces Veterans Federation of Nigeria, the National President, 1917 Northern Consensus Movement for Peace, Unity and Development Initiative, among others. Dr. Awal, welcome to the program. So first of all, let me get your thoughts upon hearing the Defense Headquarters saying that it will be court-martialing and even prosecuting these officers who were found guilty of the unfortunate error bombing that happened in Tudun.
Well,
Dr. Awal, can you hear me?
hello? Are you there?
Yes, we're here, Dr. Awal. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. The voice went a little bit low.
Oh, okay. So, Dr. Awal...
Yes, I can hear you clearly. I can hear you clearly.
So I was asking for your opinion and reaction upon hearing the announcement by the Defense Headquarters that it will be prosecuting some of its officers for the erroneous bombing in Tudun in Igabi local government.
Well, thank you very much. Naturally, when that incident happened, the whole of the country was agog. First, Kaduna State. Second, Northern Nigeria as then Nigeria. And even in fact, certain level, it went as far as people don't even expect that issue will go. There was a lot of reaction and the counter-reaction, allegation and counter-allegation. A lot of bad feelings that went on. But immediately, there was a statement from Defense Headquarters, and then followed by so many other events. I'm sure you'll be asking that we'll be discussing here, which of the visitations of a very prominent Nigerians to Biri to go and see for the sightseeing of what actually happened, and then also to sympathize with the people. But Marianne, immediately I heard the issue of court-martial as by the Defense Headquarters. I knew very well that, yes, we were expecting such thing to come up. We also know that the man that is Home of Affairs, the man that is in charge of the defense, the Chief of Defense Staff, is first of all a no-nonsense man. Second, we know that he's a professional par excellence and also an administrator. And he's a man of his word. He gave his word on that incident that there will be a thorough investigation. And then after investigation, there are also going to be a follow-up option that there will be no skeleton that will be left. So when we heard out the issue of the court-martial, believe me, everybody was happy that yes, the military authority are going to take action on this thing, like they promised, and then they are keeping to their word. There was celebration, most especially in Kaduna State. I can tell you, yesterday it was a talk of the town. Almost everywhere you have some group of people, you find that they are discussing the issue of Tudun and then discussing the issue of the court-martial. And appreciating the fact that the defense headquarters under Chief of Defense Staff General C.G. Musa are kept to their word. They really followed it up. So my reaction is just the same with the reaction of other citizens of Kaduna State, and then most especially the people in Biri, because you should recall that it is also educated. There are educated ones among them. They are also on the network, and then they are doing a very follow-up. That is on the one aspect. The other aspect, under my leadership as the president of 1917 Northern Consensus Movement, which caters and cares and also scout for anything that had to do with North and Northern. When that incident happened, I led a delegation to Tudun Biri for also a sightseeing. We went, saw what happened, we asked questions, and then I think we went with about media teams, different media houses that our visit, and we made a statement that we were going to follow this issue strictly back to back until we see that something is being done. So I feel very elated, I feel very happy and proud that today something is done, and seriously, because that's the highest the armed forces will do. If one is found guilty of an offense, what they do is to set up a court martial, and the court martial will now do after investigation, then whoever the alleged victims, or rather the alleged cult, will now come before the court martial and then be able to either defend themselves if they have any defense to, and if they are found guilty, because it's a court, it's a military court. That court is just like any other court. It has the judge himself and other members of the court. Then for assembling all strata of the forces there is to make sure that there's fairness. There's fairness, and then justice is truly being served. If along the line, after investigation, if for any among those that are facing the court martial, if one is, if somebody is not guilty and for whatever reason he's being accused of committing the offense, well, he will have his own lawyer. They are free to have their own lawyers, just like the court. The armed forces have their lawyer, and then the accused themselves will have their own independent lawyer. The armed forces will give them lawyers,
Doctor,
and then they are also free to.
Before you get into all of that, you know, a lot of Nigerians were expecting this. This is exactly 5 months that incident happened, and we're happy that we're getting somewhere, and we have gotten this investigation out, and 2 of the soldiers have been held responsible for the attack that happened on December 3rd, 2023. Now, a lot of people have a problem when this happens in other security agencies. We have names being called, we have, you know, a profile of these people out there. Why is it so different with the military? Because all of the reports that I've seen this morning or a day before this morning, there was no name, there was nothing about these 2 people that will be called martialed. And of course, you've started talking about the process. Why is that actually? A lot of Nigerians will want to understand why that happens.
Well, the military have a tradition, and in the military tradition, there are things that are done publicly, there are things that are not even done publicly. Ordinarily, this very matter that even speaking about right now is not supposed to be in the public domain. It's supposed to be within the armed forces. You know, it's oath of secrecy, and then, like I said, the procedures of doing things. And ordinarily, the armed forces, like you all know, security is the highest security institution as far as Nigeria is concerned. So there are things that ordinarily are not supposed to be in the public domain. But because of the high level of interest that this issue attracted during when the incidents happened, that is the reason why the military coming to tell Nigerians, this is what we have done, investigations that we have promised, and then we have found some people were alleged to be the offenders, and then there's going to be a court to try them. See, it's just because you have what you call the civil-military relation. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, like I said earlier, is a professional, though a non-nonsense very officer, a professional, and also an administrator. So he combines, it is under his leadership, he has what you call the civil military relation department in the defense sectors, and same goes in the other the tri-service, the armed forces. This is in order to have a smooth relationship and understanding between the military and the civilian population of the country, because the responsibility of the military is to protect lives and property of the citizens, as well as the protection of the territorial integrity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria against external aggression. Now, for this reason, ordinarily, like I said, it is not supposed to be a public domain. But believe me, what that I know is that as the court goes on, naturally the court is going to last long. It is not it's like the conventional court that will take a long time of sitting. There's a time that the court will be given within which to start to commence and conclude the court proceedings. By the time that is concluded, I want to strongly believe that there's no just doubt about it. The armed forces or the office of the chief of the staff will make the same announcement, just like it makes an announcement that there are some culprits and then they are going to be court-martialed. And if you listen to what the general said, he equally said that he's restrained for some reasons, for security reasons. He cannot go beyond that. And issues that have to do with court, the court-martial, just like I said, is just like any other conventional court. You don't discuss court matters when courts, when it's court. So we need to exercise a little patience to wait for, for the court to do proceedings. And then I can guarantee us that there is going to be an announcement of what the proceedings were and what the judgment is. And then the people involved will also be made public. I know that Chief of Defense Staff is going to do that. But he also have, just like he is the highest military officer as far as the Nigerian Armed Forces is concerned today, but he is equally by a law. And then even though he is the most senior, he will not want to break the law. I told you he's a professional soldier and also an administrator. So he put together, he will want to make sure that what is done within the confines of the law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as well as the law that establishes the armed forces, the do's and the don'ts, the ethics, the act that the armed forces is working under. So he may not want to take that law because he's the chief law officer of the armed forces. So he may not want to go beyond that and breaking the law. So please, I will be requesting Nigerians to be ask who are these guys, why are we knowing them, why are their names not out, what is the answer, and then what is even the charges, and what is their culpability in the issue, and other and all sort of things. All questions have been asked. But I think I should please exercise some patience and trust and believe in the armed forces, especially under this General Musa. Like I said, the man is he's accepted. Even the armed forces, the forces believe in him. So he's not going to do anything that will be detrimental. And know that he's also pulling to make sure that civil-military relation is coordinated, and there's cooperation.
Please let's just put in this question, because we are actually running behind schedule here. We are working with time. Now this has happened. This is not the first time something like this is happening in the country.
It has happened. Timeline?
Exactly.
So a quick timeline. Kaduna village bombing mishap, of course, the one we're talking about right now in Tudun, Biri, happened in 2023. Also, there's the Nasarawa Benue-Niger border accidental airstrike. There's also the Niger State bombing mishap that happened in 2022. There's also the Katsina bomb blast, which happened in June 2022, and also Borno 2017 and 2020 bomb attacks. So these are some of the events of either erroneous or accidental bomb strike that has happened involving the Nigerian Armed Forces. Viewers, if you're wondering why Dr. Awal has so much information as regards to the standard operating procedure of the Nigerian Armed Forces, is because he is the Secretary General of the Armed Forces Veteran Federation, having served in the Nigerian military himself, retiring, I think, at the rank of Captain, Doctor, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Doctor, this is the first time we are seeing publicly the Nigerian...
No. No. I didn't retire as a captain.
Oh,
I retired as a captain.
So
Yes.
maybe more senior. Well,
I didn't. I didn't retire as a captain.
Apologies
Go ahead.
for that. But then again, you served in the Nigerian
No,
military.
no.
And doctor, this is the first time
Thank you.
the military openly saying that it will, be having an orderly room trial for two of its officers who it says has been found wanting for these erroneous strikes. So what do we make of the last, say, 4 other accidental situations? Is this supposed to be like a lesson to ensure that this never happens again? What happens to the families of the victims who unfortunately, fell victim to these bomb strikes in the past?
Well, first and foremost, I will answer the first question, which you said that it has happened so many times, and will this be end? If you remember what the general said while he was making the brief, he made it clear that this kind of incidents they will sure that it never occurred again. They made clear that they will make sure that it never occurred again. And I also know that he's not speaking his own mind or just his own voice. He's speaking the voice of authority because he's the spokesperson of the defense sector. So he's speaking the voice of Nigerian armed forces collectively. And when I say collectively, it means that soldiers have been taken and will continue to be to ensure that such incidents do not occur again in future. And don't forget, in the past incidents, you rightly put yourself, they were erroneously. There was no ones that you find out is being done intentionally. No, it's not intentional. It is going to be, it's only mistakes. And we are human beings, don't forget. Humans are bound to make mistakes. And in the United States of America, where you are, that is the most professional, if you like, so to say, where they have the most professional armed forces, in quote, they equally have this kind of issues. And all over the armed forces of the world has incidents like this. So you just deliberately, as an armed force, want to attack innocent Nigeria. That was why the defense headquarters and the chief of defense staff, if you recall, apologized openly for a 4-star general in the armed forces to come out and apologize to Nigerians and apologize to Kaduna government and Kaduna state citizens, and then the local government citizens, as well as the police of Tudun, Biri. He did an open apology. That indicates that there is humility, there is human in the armed forces now. It's not like the armed forces of before, where whether you are right or wrong, you claim to be, I'm a khaki man, nobody has the right to me. Okay. This time around, the most senior man, as far as the armed forces is concerned, is coming to say we are sorry, made a mistake. That is on one side. On the issue of what happens to the family of the victims that lost their loved ones in the course of this activities, you recall that, like I said earlier, there was a lot of attention by the most senior government officers. Yeah, I think the president was really represented by the vice president, Tudun, Biri. The national security advisor was there. The chief defense staff was there. The service, all these chiefs were there. A lot of governors, the speaker, the senate president, all prominent Nigerians were there to go and commiserate members of Tudun, Biri. And if you recall what the vice president said, there was a promise of rebuilding that community, and then one of the best model city in not Nigeria but in West Africa. And I'm also aware, like I said, we are doing a follow-up. I'm aware that construction is ongoing. As I speak to you right now in Tudun, Biri, there are some constructions that are taking place to better the lives of the populace of that community. They are having a very a facelift to that community, and then that is that the government is already keeping to its promise. And then we recall that the members of the House of Representatives, senators, senators, philanthropists, well-spirited Nigerians were contributing a lot to those Tudun, Biri community, just to kind of illuminate their feelings at that time. And then with construction and more like rehabilitation of the community, some of them taken to hospital when that incidents happened because of they saw what they never expect to see in their lives, and it was traumatic. They rushed to hospital and then were given the necessary medications and things like that, and a lot of parties, if you like, have been given, and is still going. And with this reconstruction, it will be a historical village, kind of, that will be part of the Nigerian history, most especially the armed forces history when it comes to issue of most especially issues where the armed forces are done one operation the other, where there is one mistake or the other. The armed forces have an archive where they keep all this record of all incidents that happen, and these records will continue to be upgraded and be studied. A lot of write-ups will be going on those incidents to see how it happens, why it happens, and how to avert future occurrence. So these are things that are ongoing. I want to strongly believe with the process of the federal government, like the Vice President has a presentation on behalf of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and like I said, I have gone there not once, not twice, because we are doing a follow-up of what is happening in Tudun, Biri. I have gone there not once, not twice, like I said, to go and see actually if the promise as made by the federal government is ongoing, and I have confirmed to you in affirmative that Tudun Biri community having a very good facelift right now as I speak you.
All right.
And then I also note the armed forces, though say the federal government, it combines everybody. So they are keeping to their words. And again, the defense headquarters, like I said earlier, will do everything to ensure there is no repeating of such incidents. And also, I don't know, because I don't speak for the defense headquarters. I also know that I'm assuming, rather, that they must have done something or a plan of doing something.
Dr. Aliyu, thank you very much for outlining some of the things that the armed forces or the federal government have done to make sure that the people of Tudun Biri feel the impact of the government after that incident. I appreciate that. Well, we also appreciate the activities of the armed forces as well, because of course it's because of them that some of us sleep with one of our eyes closed. Now, we know that this is not the first time, like we pointed out in the beginning.
That's correct.
I'm sure that when it happened in Katsina, in Borno, statements were put out like it will not happen again. We'll try as much as possible. It will not happen again. Now, a lot of people are thinking that ideally the military have strategies. The military have how they carry out some of these operations and how they follow up with, red spots in quotes that are on, the map, and how they deal with activities and how they deal with in the insurgency in that area. One would think that maybe there could be some kind of warnings that are given to people who live in these red spots, maybe like activities like gathering people for the Maulud. I think that's what happened during the Tudun Biri attack. Is there anything that the military is actually doing? You're a veteran, you know how these things are being contained after they happen. So is there anything that we could have done better to avert some of these things? Because when you look at the list of places that were bombarded by mistake from the military, like you pointed out, of course, everybody does mistakes. Mistake is nobody is above mistake, so to speak. Is there anything we can do better to avert some of these things? Because we do not want to talk about the Tudun Biri, and then years or months after, we're getting another report that something similar, God forbid, happened somewhere else. What can we do better as a veteran? What can the military do better to avert this kind of crisis going forward?
I have information, reliable information that immediately after that incident, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Siju Musa, set up an inquiry committee that is supposed to go through, which is what brought about most like investigative committee. And then after that, a committee I heard was set up to look critically. The tripartite committee, that is the Tri-Service, Air Force, Navy, Army, with the headquarters, a committee is set up to look critically into these incidences that has happened in the past. And also, there are reports of the past incidents, and then to look critically into the past report, and then look at what has happened as at the time it happened in Tudun Biri, up with a summary of what is going to be the solution so that there will no future occurrence. I reliably had an information that such things was done by the Chief of Defense Staff, and then that committee, I think, we had is either working or have even submitted a report that will now the armed forces will use in averting these future occurrences. Don't forget, the armed forces is one and the same. They are one body. The Air Force, Navy, and the Army are one and same, because all have the same responsibility of protecting the citizens, the country, and then against external aggression. And then the synergy, it is not the way it used to be in the past. We find out that this one is the one service is trying to outshine the other service, or the one chief is trying to do something that will be seen to be better than the other chief, or things like that. Christopher Gwabin Musa, he has been able to bring his colleagues, the service chiefs, along with himself, to get work as a team. Also, lucky enough, the Minister of Defense and the Minister of State for Defense, I know, have been able to have a team, one perfect team, President assembled, that are working towards securing this country. And every single thing that has been discovered by them as a team, they try to ensure that it is being sealed and that there is no loophole among them. So I think with that committee and the ministerial committee equally, I think set up by the Minister of Defense himself, putting all this together, they've been working hand in hand and ensuring that future occurrences issues did not occur in the future. Having a modern this system, if you like, so to say now, technologically modern, in whatever way you want to look at it. The thing is different. It's not the thinking of before. There's such thinking. There's a fresh idea. There is this, like I said, technological advancement, both in the techniques, in the application, and then in the equipment itself. And the teamwork is what is most important for now. And I think we should continue to encourage and support the members of the armed forces, the service chiefs, the ministers of defense, and that of the state for defense, so that we can achieve results. Yes, they are human beings, both the head and then the followers are human beings. Once you have a good head, then the remaining of the body will equally be good. If you have a head, then naturally the body will never be good. So we have very perfect good heads that are heading and leading the armed forces, from ministry to the defense headquarters and the tri-service. And I think we can do better than we're having it. And then as at the time they came in, it is an operational thing. There is a lot of challenges. The armed force itself is being overstretched with the operations here, operations there, security problem here, security problem there. Others don't sleep. If you go, if anything to do with them, or if you are close to them, you realize guys don't sleep. They are always thinking, they are always communicating, they are always strategizing, they are always trying to see how the problem will be solved here. They are solving this problem, another problem is cropping itself there, and they are working towards this and moving towards that one, another is coming. It is not easy. They are humans, just I and you and any other Nigerians. They come from Jupiter. They are Nigerians. They are with us. They are children of, they are from a family within the community. So they are not, they can be, let me say, they are not Christians also. So they need us with them. We need to support them. We need to cooperate with them. We need to advise them. In fact, we need to for them. Because these are guys that sacrifice their lives for our own lives. Those there before, but today I'm out. I'm a pensioner, and then I'm happily to pension monthly. And then as a secretary, we coordinate, advise, we speak. And then very important thing that I want Nigerians to know is, these guys did not lock their doors. They did not say they are better than anybody. Not show as if it is not them. If it is them, nobody else. No, their doors open. They are open to advice. They list advice. They follow up on every advice and they implement. They are, let me use this word. They operate open door policy. This I am telling you, and I'm telling Nigerians. Once there's any information, give it to them. They work on it. And don't forget, the armed forces, like I said, they are not magicians. So they need credible and timely information, credible and timely intelligence that will assist them in ensuring that whatever problem that is about to pop up, you don't wait until when the problem showcases itself before you start trying to fight it out. No, you see the problem before it surfaces. And they can do that if Nigerians cooperate with them by providing them with credible and timely intelligence and the information. If they don't have information, if the intelligence, there's no way how they achieve results. They are willing to work. This I am telling you because I am privileged to be close to some of them. So I know they are thinking. I know the links. I know what they are at. I know the zeal, the will, the determination that they have to see that the security challenges in this country is going to be the thing of the past. You know, to speak with any of the Minister of Defense, Bataru Abubakar.
Doctor, can you hear me? Okay, so I would just like you to say something to
yes, I'm hearing you.
You did say that, of course, you have retired, but you're still doing the work. A soldier is always a soldier. So I would like you to advise Nigerians. I know that this is heartbreaking, and we do not want this repeat of what happened in Tudun, Biri. So I'd like you to advise Nigerians, well, for areas that are on red alert. I understand that Tudun Biri was on red alert before that happened. What can people around that area do so it doesn't seem like there is an activity of insurgents in that area? Because right now, I think that if I'm in a gathering, I feel like I'm not safe. Maybe if I'm in an area where it has been placed on red alert, what can we do as citizens so it doesn't seem to the military that, you know, we think that there's an insurgency or insurgents hiding in this kind of places?
Well, Nigerians have the responsibility. Don't forget, security is everybody's business. It's not the business government or security agencies alone. It is everybody's business. You start to secure your home first. You secure your community. You secure your government. You secure your senatorial, your state, and then the federation extension. So everyone must be on deck when it comes to the issue of security. Citizens have the responsibility to ensure that, I repeat, give credible and timely information to the members of the Nigerian Armed Forces or the security agencies generally. That's number two. Those that are in security-prone area, you know too that gathering too much is dangerous. So do not do things that will be detrimental to your life. These guys, like I said, they are not magicians. They don't know what is happening until they get information. And once there's such gathering, and there's no information that there's going to be such gathering, they could most likely take this kind of action. And then later you come to discover that there will be an uproar. Them. So please, Nigerians, most especially Nigerians that are within the security area, if you have anything that you needed to, that will involve more than 20 people, 50 to 100, right, communicate to the nearest information that at so time, so day will be so doing so thing. I'm very sure that if you do that, will even provide security, they will even provide protection for the while they are doing that their lawful activity. So it is important to inform when you have anything that you tend to do. On the part of the armed force, you need a lot of media engagement. When I say media engagement, you need to give awareness, create awareness to the people to understand some of the operations. Yes, I have coded operations that are not supposed to be exposed, but some of the operations you needed to do a lot of communicate, a lot of reach out you know, either at the community level or at the local level, community, local government or state level. But you need to do this as regular as possible so that it can assist in creating awareness within the good citizens of Nigeria, most especially those in the prone area. I have said to the citizens so that they will know their and their don't, when do this or when not to do this, and how detrimental it can be when this or that is being. And I know that there are radio programs ongoing. I had radio programs like the Defense Headquarters. I know I have had a program in FRC and Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria. I know there's a lot of things like that. And I think they also need to do this engagement, television engagement, and a lot of radio engagement, you know, maybe sponsors some jingles, and then maybe drums.
Time for
media trust, for example, since it's a northern thing.
Okay, so
yes, since it is a northern thing, the like of media. I know media trust have newspaper, they have television and things like radios, televisions and things. I think is very, very important.
Wearing multiple hats, speaking for the North, speaking and championing the cause of Nigerians, and as well as speaking on behalf of the Nigerian military. It's been an interesting conversation, sharing insights and perspectives, as well as
honestly, I must give kudos. I must give Trust TV. Yes, I must give you Trust TV kudos for this. I think you guys are wonderful. You guys are doing great in terms of information nation. Honestly, your television station has a lot of followers, viewers and listeners because of you know, very educating programs and informative programs. Believe me, you are really doing great, and I wish you the best. I hope you continue to do this because what you are doing is for the good of humanity, you know. And I think there's nothing wrong if the armed forces even get you for some of these things, because okay, we are having this program live. You are in India, I am in Kaduna, my house, and then you have your gadget that were operating live. This is very, very interesting. You know, I'm impressed, I must tell you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you so much. It's been encomiums, and of course more encomiums. And what better day to, you know, get
my pleasure. You're welcome.
Not on the World Press Freedom Day.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. It's been an enlightening conversation, Doctor. And definitely, we do hope to have you again, but to discuss other issues that will improve security within these different areas across Nigeria. Thank you very much, Doctor.
All right.
I'm available any day, anytime. I'm available any day, anytime.
We appreciate the information, and this is how much we can take. Actually, we've been speaking to Dr. Awal Abdullahi Aliyu. He is the Secretary General of Armed Forces Veterans Federation of Nigeria.